According to the Encyclopedia Britannica, the English language itself really took off the invasion of Britain during the 5th century. There are three Germanic tribes. The Angles, Saxons, and Jutes were seeking new land to conquer to cross over from the North Sea. It must be noted that the English language we know and study through the various English language had yet to be created as the inhabitants of Britain English. So what are you waiting for? Let's explore the English language in Britain together with us.
The English language has evolved over time with major influences from the Germanic tribes, Vikings, and the Norman conquest. The oldest period of English language is the Old English, which was spoken from the 5th century to the 12th century. The Old English was heavily influenced by the Germanic tribes who invaded Britain, and it is very different from the English language spoken today. The Norman conquest in 1066 brought a new language, culture to England, and now the Old English was replaced by the Middle English.
In Old English, the alphabet used to write text was adopted from Latin, which was introduced by Christian missionaries. And in Old English, spelling of words doesn't matter that much. Many Old English words are no longer used in modern English. Some words are still existing up until today, but there are also words that are no longer existing due to some changes over time. Old English was also synthetic. In Old English, the grammar, word structures, or word order doesn't matter. Old English words were much inflected. Over time, most of these was lost and English became the analytic language we recognize today.
The Middle English language, the vernacular spoken and written in England from about 1100s to 1500s, the descendants of Old English language and the ancestor of modern English. It is a form of English language that was spoken after the Norman conquest of 1066 until the 15th century. The Middle English language saw significant changes in its vocabulary, grammar, pronunciation, and orthography. The dialect of Middle English are usually divided into three large groups: Southern, Northern, and Midland. And the history of Middle English are often divided into three groups: Early Middle English, Central Middle English, Late Middle English. During this period, the basic lines of inflection as they appear in modern English were first established.
Wondering how does the English language evolve from Old English to Middle English? It is in fact because of William the Conqueror and his merry bands who brought the Norman French. Additionally, the French are known as Anglo-Norman influences the Middle English, which it became the language of the court, government, and upper class. Along with this time, there were also few people who made a huge impact on evolving Middle English using poem and prose. During Middle English, Norman French became the dominant language, although Normans passed on over 10,000 words to English, while English grammar took few structures from French.
Good day, this is Hannah Compassion and I will tackle about early modern English during the 14th century to 17th century. Did you know that great vowel shift was the main factor where the early modern English was officially became a period? It created a huge changes to Middle English language. Some consonants became unpronounced or silent. Furthermore, it also changes the pronunciation of long vowels. There are vowels that were confined to form a different pronunciation, and this is called diphthong. Also, printing press was introduced in England by William Caxton in 1476. More than 20,000 printed books were being printed for 150 years. That resulted into growth of English literature and made the language common and famous. And then the Golden Age happened. The name of William Shakespeare created a big impact into literature. It was studied that his work changes the English language. 34,000 different words were found in his stories and poems. 2,000 or 10% were new words found in Shakespeare's works. And these words were not Shakespeare's creation but just new words that were found being printed. William Shakespeare and other playwrights published printed books and spread the English literature that made the language evolve and changes, and this gave birth to the late English language.
Now, let's proceed to the late modern English. In late modern English, the English language started to spread all around the world due to the development of Britain's new colonies. The main difference between the early and late modern English is the vocabulary. These changes were due to the Industrial Revolution, scientific advancement, and colonialism. The evolution of the language has been influenced by various factors. So one of the most important factors of this evolution is the Industrial Revolution. So new words were invented to name new industrial techniques, machinery, products, and technologies such as electricity and camera. Lastly, in this contemporary time, the English language is still changing, evolving, and adapting to the needs of its users. This is due to the technological advancement. As long as the needs of the users continue to change, so will the language. And that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed the video and thank you so much for watching.